Hey guys, good morning. Carlos here from Anglers Lifestyle, here in front of our house with my son Tommy. And today's project is we are going to make our worm farm. Okay, I've been wanting to do this project for so long, and I was waiting for catfish season to start. So, but it takes 28-day cycle, 30-day cycle for worms to start having babies, but figure we might as well get a head start on this. So by the time I'll have a full bucket of worms, it'll be ready for trout season again. But anyway, I will obviously continue to put more worms in here as we go along, but it's a good place to put the worms in, obviously, rather than keeping them in these containers. Anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you the piece, parts, and components of how we're gonna make this worm farm. Okay, like everybody else out there, I used YouTube to find out what is the best way to make a worm farm. And again, there are many different ways. This way is just what I thought. It looks pretty cool, and there's not much science to it. I just have to follow certain rules. But anyway, we're going to talk about the components and the parts that we will need for this exercise. We are going to I went ahead and purchased these Wrangler live worms that I really like. The nice thing about these red worms is that there's no refrigeration needed, so I think they'll do really well in this environment. The temperature in this is between 38 and 90 degrees Fahrenheit, so that's these worms can actually last pretty good, so I don't think I can screw it up all that much. But anyway, so we bought some worms. I have 4, so it says 30 natural. Okay, that will give me what, 120 worms to start with, if the count is correct. All right, went ahead and purchased these Sterilite bins. Okay, and this bin is a 10-gallon bin. I bought 2 of these. Okay, and
technical difficulties.
All right, anyway, there's 2 of these. Okay, there's 2 of these, and what will happen is, okay, one will go down as the base. Okay, you're gonna need a brick,
Or
any old brick, or wood or whatever, but I'm gonna use a brick that'll also hold the base in place. So you simply just put that down, okay, in the center, just like that, all right, and then that's really to just keep the top bin, okay, from touching and then giving it a little bit more air to circulate. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and line them up as such. Okay, and we went ahead and drew a line here based on this level. Okay, drew a line, okay, based on that, and we're gonna go ahead and drill holes. Okay, there'll be 5 on this side, 5 on this side. Okay, and then there will be 2 on this side. Okay, that'll be for cross ventilation, and as well as we're gonna go ahead and drill some holes here on top. Okay,
3 by 5
but 3 by 5 grade is what we're gonna do, and we're gonna go ahead and layer that with. We have I shredded some brown brown paper bag and some newspapers. Okay, nothing that's toxic to the worm, and the recommendation is newspaper. Okay, we do have some white paper also from Office Paper, but I will use less of that but more of this. Okay, and I also have some topsoil here that's primarily peat moss. Okay, primarily peat moss, and that'll help the worm to eat through all this stuff. So we're gonna go ahead and start this process by first of all drilling some holes. All right, so here we are after we drew the line down. We're gonna go ahead and mark them, and it doesn't have to be perfect. We're only doing this just so we have a pretty good idea of where they're gonna be. We're gonna go ahead and mark them all throughout also. Okay. Go ahead, mark that. Okay. Well, it's now crooked.
Yep.
Do it again. There we go. All right. So we'll take this out. All right. So this is these holes are on the side of that bin on the top end, so we can just get some cross breeze on them. And go ahead and mark that, and we can go ahead and start drilling it too. So it's best to put the cover on, keep the cover on, so the top side doesn't collapse. Okay, the rim doesn't collapse. So we're gonna go ahead and use what we think is an equivalent of about 1/8 inch, and essentially we're just gonna drill down. There we go. You keep on drilling it when you there we go. See, these holes are large enough to vent, but it shouldn't be large enough for the worms to come out of. But these worms will size themselves up accordingly, and try to get out if they need to, if they want to. And of course, we got to make sure that the shavings don't go in the bin, so we'll clean it out after we finish drilling here. All right, so now we have holes on the side, okay, that we've created right there. Okay, all right, there's pretty nice holes and they're tapered as well, right? Get all the crap out. All right, so now we're gonna do this. We're gonna go ahead and drill holes here. Okay, so just go ahead and just line them up right there. Go ahead and do no.
What?
Yeah, just right there. Go ahead and put another one right there.
Oh, so we're doing it.
Yes. All right. Okay. Okay, do that here too. There we go. Now we have 3 holes here. Okay, so the next holes that we're going to make, all right, it's going to be on the top side. All right, we're gonna go ahead and drill some holes over here. Okay, here, maybe 3 here, 3, okay, and then holes here. Okay, so after marking it with your pencil, this is just for reference, so we're not just randomly doing that. You can if you want to, but it's that engineering part of us that we need to be precise, accurate. There is a difference between the two, Here we go. We're gonna go ahead and drill.
All right.
Why don't you do the one that's closest to you first?
Well, it's too late. I'm already.
So this drill bit that we're using is actually tapered, so it's kind of cool. All right. So now we have some holes on the side for venting, and we're gonna go ahead and drill holes on the top side to get more cross breeze going. Now we like this container. This container is a dark in color. Worms like to be in the dark. I've seen some videos out there that uses transparent containers and
Like an ant farm.
yeah, like an ant farm. And I don't necessarily believe that that's right, but anyway, we're gonna go ahead and try it this way. But what do we know? We've never done this before, so this is our first time. So there we go. So obviously, you know, once you finish drilling, you need to just remove all the plastics and get all that stuff out of the way, because we don't want our worms to be eating plastic, right? All right. So as you can see, we have some holes. We can see that, but there we go. We have some holes. Again, that's for venting purposes. That should be plenty of hole vents for the worm to get some, to breathe some air. Okay. All right. So that's that. Okay. So once you've finished drilling holes in the sides, don't forget to drill hole in the bottom also. We're only putting 6 holes. Okay. It'll be 1 on each end here, like that. 1 on each end, and then 2 on each side. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and do that right now.
Yep. Welding it is like really hard.
Okay, you need to make sure that you get all the plastic stuff out. Okay. Perfect. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is also one thing that I saw. I believe this was an Australian gentleman who created one of these. Great, don't do that. Okay, so also to, you know, this bottom bin, it's designed to collect the tea, okay, that forms, the liquid that forms down in the bottom. So obviously it's more like a catch basin. I've seen it where they actually put a little drain plug here. It can come in many ways. It could just be one of those things that have a cap cover, or you can also have the one that looks like it has a faucet. Okay, I might do that. That'll be the next thing I'm gonna. I haven't bought it yet, but I have to take a trip to Home Depot to do that. Anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and put this brick in. All right.
Center.
And yeah, center is best, right? And put the top bin. Make sure that the holes, okay, has plenty of airspace. Okay, and the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put some of the shredded paper. Okay, we're going to go ahead and mix that up. So go ahead and get the shredded paper. All right, go ahead and just dump all of that. By the way, make sure that there's no plastic or you know, those credit card materials that you've shredded in there, and I know for sure there isn't, because I checked it before putting it in there. Okay, so what we've done here is we've added the shredded paper. Okay, I have a mixture of office white paper and brown paper as well. The newspaper. The recommendation is newspaper, but you know, we don't get the newspaper here at our household, so it's whatever ads that come. I made sure that it's not the one that's shiny paper, obviously. So you just need to mix it up like this, okay? And you can add some water. Go ahead and add some water to a point where it's a bit moist, and you know, just go ahead and add it. Okay, good. Okay, just go ahead and mix that like that.
Toss it like a salad.
Okay, so after you've added some water in there, the consistency that you want is you need to be able to squeeze some water out when you actually pick up a bundle of okay, there's a little bit of water that you can get off of that. Maybe we need to add a little bit more. Go ahead and add a little bit more. Okay.
It's making big little clumps.
Yeah, no, that's fine. go ahead and add a bit more water. Okay, good, good. All right, so let's go ahead and mix that. Okay, and what happened is pretty much has deflated down. Okay, it looks like we're probably gonna need a bit more paper, but it's a good start. Okay, it'll be a good start for the worm to live in and eat. Okay, so once you've created the consistency that you want, okay, it's a bit moist. All right, we can go ahead and add. No, you don't need to squeeze some water out. We're gonna go ahead and but anyway, once you've gotten the consistency correct on your hand, when you feel it, it's moist. Okay, it's not dripping water, it's just moist. Okay, that's the type of consistency that the worm would like, or at least I hope that they would like. But anyway, let's go ahead and level that out. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and level it out, and we're gonna go ahead and add some soil, some topsoil in there. Go ahead, open that up. All right, we're gonna go ahead and add some Scott's topsoil. Okay, and most of this is peat moss. There's no manure in it. Okay, go ahead and add some on the top. Not a whole lot, because that'll give us a chance to add some more composting type of material. Okay, it's best to just move it around.
We can put our eggshells in here.
No eggshells.
Oh gosh.
Right. So.
I'm giving you guys tips. No eggshells.
Right. I understand that eggshells are no good. Any type of dairy, any type of meat products are not good. Nothing too wet in there. That could also, but anything, any composting. See, I don't want to put too much at the moment, but what I do have is an organic topsoil material. Okay, let's see, right there, and we're gonna go ahead and add the worm. Okay, all right. So we're gonna go ahead and add these worms in there. And there's nothing special that you need to do. You just dump them out.
Spread them out a little.
There's a lot of worms in there.
Spread them out throughout the entire.
Yeah, spread them out. And no, don't put that stick in there. Okay, because we're gonna need that stick later on. I wouldn't throw these containers. Okay, these containers will be very useful later on if you want to bring them to fishing. Okay, we'll go ahead and reuse those containers. So we'll try and keep that. But as you can see, the worms are starting to burrow down already. Okay, let me see if I can show you guys that. Okay, as you can see, the worms are starting to burrow down already into the soil. Okay, because they don't like the light. Okay. That's a good thing to do. Okay, and the next thing that we will do at this time is we will add that paper. Go get that brown paper. Okay, go ahead and open that up. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and take this paper. All right, and just cover them. All right, for the meantime, that paper, you know, should keep a bit of air ventilation through. And I have a neighbor who has access to sawdust and hay. Okay, tomorrow we will go ahead and add that to this. Okay, and essentially this is just a cover, and you can also wet this paper. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and wet that. Okay. All right, and it doesn't have to be totally wet. It's just, you know,
damp.
Just damp. All right, that should be good. All right, so it's just to keep it damp. Okay, And as you progress, eventually the worm will eat through all that material, and hopefully within the next 28 days, they will start to have baby worms. And of course, the last thing that you need to do is you take the cover that we've made here, that have drilled some holes, and essentially you just keep it like that. Keep it in an area where it's dark and the garage is fine. Here in California, the weather is quite nice right now, but it might get hot throughout the summer, so we need to make sure that the temperature in the garage does not exceed 90 degrees Fahrenheit. And if it does, I highly recommend to move the bin. I mean, it's not that heavy. To move the bin, maybe in the shady parts of your house, to make sure that you've got ventilation as well. Okay, so anyway, that's the start of our worm farm. Hopefully that they will survive, and again, as always, come fish with us sometime.
See ya.
See ya.